Good morning. I'm here. Yep, had to switch up today though. So please forgive me. I had to come back to this channel. I am still working on Mz.Teavalocity Jim's Talk over there. I will be going back and forth. But something was brought to my attention yesterday in reference to me being on Mz.Teavalocity's Jim's Talk and the algorithm. So I'm back over here. I will continue the morning shows. I had to move the time up as well. I apologize to those who this might be inconvenienced, those who may be inconvenienced. You know, it's early in the morning, blah, blah, blah. So please make sure you join me over here. So I'll be over here. I had to switch the time to 7 o'clock. You know, I had to work with my team, and I am working with an editor to help me get that channel up and popping. So we're over here this morning, but we're continuing on with our morning gems and motivations and the whys and the hows and what's going on. So meet me over here, please. Join me. If you haven't hit that like button, please make sure you hit the like button when you come in. I will be referring to the like button as diamond. So make sure you drop that diamond when you come in. I will give it a couple of minutes. I'll put on a little jazz and give it a couple of minutes for people to come in here, because those who have gotten used to me being over there on Mz.Teavalocity Jim's Talk may have to, give them a minute to come over here. And then we'll get started talking about narcissistic people. I was watching some videos yesterday and, in between doing my reports and stuff like that. And I ran across this one video, and it was talking about this guy was breaking down narcissistic people and understanding the whys and the hows of how they operate. And so something struck me. I was like, wow, when we try to figure out people sometime in our everyday lives, and their behaviors and why the whys and the hows, why do they do this? What do they expect? How can they do this to you? And different things. When you study people's behavior, you start getting a lot of answers, and that would help you deal with people and their behavior without being so judgmental, because then you start seeing what's really going on with that person, and you become less judgmental. Now, I know I used to be a judgmental person, and I'm trying to get away from that. So I try to learn people's behavior. And so when I talk a lot of times and I come on here, I'm talking about people's behavior, not that person so much, but because their behavior is a part of them, yes, is that person. Good morning, Tracy World. Thank you for joining me, baby. Let me give everybody good morning, Jim's family. Hold on. So I'm going to play a little jazz and I'll get started. So, yeah, because when you see, this is just some of it. Narcissists, their personalities are broad. There's reasons on why they do things and how they do things is so broad that I will need days to explain it and to study it before I could come on here and try to break it down. Good morning, beautiful BB. But let me tell you something. It's so important for us to listen to this, okay? Because you'll figure some people out. And why, when you start asking, why they act like that? Now, why did he or she do that? What the heck is going on? This will give you a couple of clues on why people act the way they act, because a lot of people are narcissistic. Even you as a person, even me as a person, sometimes has a couple of narcissistic tendencies, but it's so deep that you have to understand it, and you'll see why a lot of people move the way they move. So today I'm just going to touch on 3 things, but they're powerful things for you to understand what's going on in this world. Okay. Hey, Spiller Boy, how are you, my baby? So we gonna sit back, we gonna listen to a little jazz. Make sure you drop that diamond when you come in here. But this gonna be a good one. And I think that I'm gonna get a panel on later on this week so we could really chat about this, because we have some people here who's really familiar with narcissistic behavior. So let's go. We gonna listen to a little jazz and then I'll start talking about. So when you're talking about narcissistic people, you try to find out the reason they provoke you. Why do narcissistic people provoke you? Because they're good at manipulating. They have mastered manipulative techniques to get out you. So it's like fishing. What happens is they come out here and they provoke you in so many ways, because they have studied you and they have studied your response. If I threw this fish out here, if I threw this bait out here, right? It's certain bait that fish like, right? If I threw this bait out here, I know catfish like this bait. So I'm going to throw this bait out here hoping that I get catfish. If I throw this bait out here, these little minnows, I know trout. So I'm going to throw this minnow out here hoping I catch trout, right? It's the same with a narcissist. They provoke you. They know who to provoke, when to provoke, because they have studied you. They're very calculating. So they throw this, they throw all this stuff out there, and whoever bites, bite. And that's what they're doing. They're looking for someone to bite the bait. And when you bite the bait, your reactions is everything. And the reason why they throw so many flavorful baits out there is because they're looking for a certain or a particular fish to catch. Follow me. They're looking for a certain fish to catch. And that's a lot of times how manipulative people work, especially when they want to provoke you. So they throw this bait out here, and we have like 4 fishing rods out here. One have minnows, one have worms, one have food, one have something else on it, another bait on it, just maybe, that fake bait, fake worms or something. So you throw it out there, right? Because you're looking. You have looked, so these fish are jumping high. Fishermen watch. They fish a certain time of the day. I want y'all to follow this. They fish a certain time of the day. They have this saying, if the cows are laying down, then the fish are biting. So fishermen go out there and they fish and they throw 4 and 5 rods out there. They masters. Remember, these people are master manipulators. And the analogy is catching fish. They're master manipulators. So they know that particular fish like particular food. Mm-hmm. So when they throw their rods out there, they're trying to catch particular fish. There's many fish in the sea. You heard that before. So when they throw the rod out there, right, boom, this fish bite. So in reference to fish biting is provoking. Bait is provoking. You keep nagging, pushing, prodding, poking at someone because you're trying to provoke them. But you're trying to provoke them because a narcissist like to play victim. So you're trying to provoke them. So you throw that and boom, I got one. Oh, I got a big one. So they threw that bait out there and boom, you ate it and you responded. And response they looking for is for you to become very, very angry, upset, and to come at them. See, because now people are watching you. People are watching you. Just like my husband and I go fishing and we throw them rods and we throw that rod in there and we catch them fish. People come around when we catch a big fish. People are looking, ooh, how did you catch that fish? And my husband and I say, oh, we use the minnow. And they go, oh, and people are watching because that fish is so big. That response is so big. That outrage is so fierce. That attack is so mean and vicious that they got you. So what they do is they attack you. They attack you. They make you look like the aggressor. They make you look like now the abuser. That's what they did. They used a calculated move. They threw that bait out there and you bit it. And now you look like the abuser. And they look like what? The victim. Good morning, Jay. How are you, baby? Dishing with Des, Keisha. You look like the abuser. See, so they're calculated, they smart, they very manipulative. So now you look like the best fisherman out there because you done caught all these fish and they was flailing all over. You had your net and you caught that fish. And that fish responded by flailing all over the place. An analogy, flailing all over the place, is cussing you out. You know, it could get physical sometimes, but the majority of time you have provoked the response of a good cuss out, right? Cussing you out. You so angry. You just cussing to the top of your lungs. You know, boom, they baited you and you took the bait. And that's what narcissists will do. Because when you take the bait and you bite back at them and you go back at them, you look like the abuser. Because if you didn't see it from the start and you don't see what's going on and you don't know, you will become the abuser and they will become the victim. That's how they manipulate you. They're very calculated. They wait and they study. They wait until everything, dies down. So we wait until early in the morning. And my husband and I, we get up and we go fishing. We wait. We wait on the fish. Yeah, we do. And then we go and we throw our rods with our bait and we catch whatever fish we can. That's the same as narcissistic people. That's a good analogy if you think about it. We study the fish. We know what time they come up. They start biting. They call biting. We know what time they start biting. We get our stuff. We get all our, bait ready, our fishing rods, tackle box. We go down there with our drinks, our food for the day. We lay out our chairs. We bait up our fishing rod and we throw it into the ocean. I mean the lake or whatever. Yeah, we throw it into the lake, right? And we just sit there. Now we sit there. So I done threw all this stuff out provoking people. And now I'm sitting back waiting to see who's going to bite. And soon as someone bite, I say, yeah, I got one. And so we start reeling it in. And it's all over the place. The response is all over the place. So upset, so angry, just raging. And that means I caught one. I provoked them. I baited them. Now I have them. Now they're responding to what bait I threw out there. And now they look like the bad person and I look like the victim. They look like the abuser and I look like the victim. They want a particular response. And if you don't respond that way, most narcissistic people, they will leave because they didn't get that response. They want a certain type of response so they can make you look like the bad person. So, you see that on your job. You see that in school. You see that in church. You see that in your marriage, in your family. Narcissistic people is always about them. Thank you, Kimberly. Sorry, sweetheart, I switched on you. Thanks, T Lounge. I see you now, baby. I learned how to unblock now. Yeah, it's all in Google. But anyway, that's what they do. So they do grand performances. So after I catch this fish, my husband and I, he taking pictures. I'm holding the fish up. People coming around looking because I got a big one now. This fish is showing out. This fish is flailing everywhere and it's huge, right? Everybody's coming around me to look at me. And they was like, wow, look at that fish. How did you catch that fish? Ooh, that's a big one. What bait did you use? And then you start to tell them what bait you use. That's the same with narcissistic people. You guys follow me? They provoke you. They will pick and pick until you respond. And the reason why they provoke you is because they want a certain response, because they want to look different in people's eyes than what they see, what they're seeing. They want you to look different. They want you to look like the villain. Yeah, even though they the abuser, they have been poking and prodding and doing everything possible to get your attention. And soon as they get your attention and you respond, they become the victim. Y'all better check that out. They become the victim now because of the way you responded. Simply because of the way you responded. See, I may not have seen what provoked you, but I seen your response. And your response is deep. Your response is mean, hateful, vile, vicious. That's what they want to see. That was your response. That's your response. And that's what people see. So now it looks like I'm the victim. God dang it. Y'all better follow this. So now people are feeling sorry for that little poor fish. You know, the little one that we didn't see, the little one that didn't cook, because this big one got all the attention. This big fish got all the attention. Nobody looked at all the little whitings and trouts I had. They looked at this huge catfish I had caught. See, those little whitings and trouts, nobody see those little fish laying on the ground. And I done caught about 20 of those, but I caught one huge fish, and everybody sees that huge fish because of the way the fish is responding. That's why you saw that fish. You didn't see those little fish. You saw that big fish that I had caught. Simply because the way the fish was flailing, I had to use a net. It was all over the place. You could see me. I don't know if you guys fish, but when you catch a big fish, you struggle with that fish. You struggle. And it normally takes two people to catch a big fish. So you struggling and I'm struggling. And my husband see I'm struggling. So he go get the net. And when he go get the net, we get the fish close up to the bank. You could see when these people are starting to respond. When people are starting to respond, they get closer and closer, and then they explode. That's the same with the fish. But instead, my husband got the net, so we caught the fish, right? But that's the same analogy. You provoke. You throw bait out there, and whatever fish you catch, and that's every day in life. People do that to you. People do that every day. Narcissists are manipulative. They are very crafty people. But at the end, they're going to always appear to you as the good person because they done provoked you to look like the ass. So they going to always look like the good person, like the victim. Oh, he's picking on me. She's picking on me. You know, and it happens at the job. It happens in your marriage. I had a good girlfriend who I grew up with said she didn't realize that her husband was a narcissist. They like to control things. Everything is grand about them. So they're very calculating people. They study when to strike. When things die down, a narcissist strike. Just before a family reunion, just before a graduation, before a big event, before a nice dinner, you know, you and your spouse or whoever, your partner going out to a dinner, and a lot of times they strike before that dinner because they want you to respond in front of people so you can look like the abuser and they look like the victim. And that's the truth. Be very careful. You know, you have to learn, you know, some of the tactic and techniques and the purpose why narcissists do the things they do. They're very calculating people. It's purposeful. So keep that in mind. When you know that you are dealing with a narcissist, remember to always remain in control of your feelings. Don't let them control you because they control you by provoking you. And when you respond, that tells a person they have control over you. Every time you respond to a narcissist, that's a notch under their belt because they say, hey, I control this person. Look how I have control over this person. Because every time I say something, they will respond like that. That's a true thing. You'll see it all the time. You'll see it even on here. In social media, you'll see it. You'll see it in the workplace. You'll see it in relationships. You see narcissism everywhere. And you know, I was watching this video yesterday, and the guy was breaking it down. I was like, dang, I see that all the time. I see it happens all the time. You know, and then you have to be careful because you may have a little narcissism in you. Because you know, a lot of us like to control things and we do manipulate people, and not all the time for the bad. So see, it's not for the bad all the time, but a lot of times different type of narcissists, their intentions are always bad, to do some type of harm, to provoke you to get a response out of it. And that's the truth. Control is their fuel. Exactly. It's their fuel. So when they know they control you and you respond to them, they will continue. And like I said, see, if you know anything about a narcissist, and I'm telling you, I'm reading up, I'm studying up on it by watching videos and stuff and shows. If you know anything about them, they study you. They study you because they need to learn what buttons to push to make you respond. And most people would try to remain calm, but once they have studied you, they know if they say the right thing or do the right thing, that they got you. So they study you. What can I do to provoke you, to make you respond? What bait can I throw out into this lake to make a catfish respond? I know what trout and whiting's like, but what bait can I throw out to make this big catfish respond? And then I bait that hook, boom, and I throw it out there, and I sit back and I wait. I wait. And then the fish bite and I reel it in. I got you. Right? That's what happens. That's what happens to a lot of people when they are in the presence of narcissists. And it could be anywhere. It could be at work. Yeah, it could be in your relationship. It could be here on YouTube. Just study people and you'll see the type of behaviors. Yeah, it controls their fuel. The School of Life channel on here has great content on narcissism and other social phenomena. Okay, thank you. I'm going to check that out. And the reason why I've been checking it out, because like I said, sometimes I come on here and I have judged people. You know, I have, and I know I'm bad for that. And I'm learning not to judge that, because I have, a person who I speak with frequently tell me, look at the behavior. Don't talk about the person. Don't judge the person. Look at the behaviors. So I've been trying to study behaviors, and we have a lot of different type of behaviors on here, as well as in our everyday lives. Yes, we have some different behaviors. And if you know, then you can answer your question. Why is this happening? Why are they acting like this? How? And what's the reason? You could answer your own questions. It wouldn't take you long to figure it out. But like I said, I think some of us have a tad bit of narcissism in us. I know I do sometimes. I know I do. I'll admit it. We always have that one characteristic in most cases, that we want to control something. We want things to go our way. And that's, one part of a narcissist. They always want to remain in control. Everything they do grand. You may have a person who come to work and they just walk in and say good morning. And then you have your visor who comes, your supervisor. She struts in, dressed in her white suit, her hat to the side. Everything she do is grand. Everything is a big deal. You miss the patient is a big deal. Everything they do in life has to be grand. Most people just come in with their coffee. Good morning. She comes in. She have the lavish donuts. She got on her white suit, and she, hello, everybody. Good morning. Just this grand. illusion about them. You know, for real, those are narcissists. So we deal with those people every day. And I think it's funny. I think it's funny because once you learn them and you learn their behavior, you know how to put it in check. You know how to control your emotions that you don't take the bait. But as long as you take the bait, they will continue to bait you and provoke you. That's just a fact. You know, good morning, take it back. You guys, I don't know if you was here for the beginning, but let me mute this right quick. But I was over on Jim's Talk, Mz.Teavalocity Jim's Talk, you know, and I'm still working on getting that channel up. Lady T, can you please email me, baby girl? The T-Lounge, email me too. I couldn't find your number in my phone. So can you please call me or email me? But I was trying to get Jim's Talk up over there. So I had started doing the 6:30 show over there, and I had some hiccups. And I had to reassess what was going on over there versus this page. So I will be back over here until I get that page. And that's going to be the backup page, you guys. So I did a reverse because I was branding on that channel and I hadn't had any videos of any type of mess over there. I decided that I should go over there, but I had to reevaluate what was going on. So I'm back over here, and I had to change the time to 7 o'clock as well because I watched the algorithm. And that lets me know a lot of stuff. So a lot of things. And I had to talk with my team. So we're back over here. I will be here, but it'll be 7 o'clock versus the 6:30. Okay. Kimberly Black, I know that was a good time. I still hope you are able to join me. Take it back, you as well, and some others. I appreciate it. Now, I did tell people over there that I have a gem of the week, and this person was my gem of the week. Each week I will be doing a token of appreciation by nominating, but not by nominating, by selecting a gem of the week. And here was my gem of the week. This person right here. Kimberly Black was my gem of the week for her continuous support and encouragement. I appreciate all my supporters. And this week, gem of the week was Kimberly Black. Thank you, Kimberly Black. So for those who didn't know, that's something I'm starting just to show a token of appreciation. Good morning, Bench Thinker, my gemologist. Good morning, baby. So anywho, that's a narcissist. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have a panel on narcissism. Again, we had one before, but you guys, you know, who trying to understand people and their behavior. You know, the different mental illnesses for some people. We have the bipolar disorder, the schizophrenic. We have the what is that, personality disorder. Sometimes if you study these things and research them, this will help you communicate with different people and see different signs, you know, and this allows you to choose whether you want to deal with that person or not. This also helps you understand what is going on with some of these people minds, the reason why they do things, the hows and the why they do it. If you just study people personalities. Kimberly Black told me a long time ago, she said this, you know, that the YouTube site was informational and educational. And so I start thinking informational and educational, and that's one of my purposes for being here. So when she said that, I just took it as, you know, I heed to some of the advice she had gave me, and then I start looking for myself. So in order for us to deal with people, it's important that we know, study their behavior. Sometimes it helps us deal with them. Okay, hold on a minute, let me catch. So it'll help us understand people a little more, and it'll help us see what's going on, you know, in our everyday lives, the whys, the hows, and the what did I say, the whys and the hows. So with that being said, I won't be here very long, but I do want you to look at the video I uploaded of Sierra Grimes. Please take a look at that video. We're going to come back and discuss that. The Sierra Grimes case, I uploaded it. Please take a minute to watch that if you haven't watched it. Fifi TV, she left a comment and said that she had already watched that. It's very interesting. You know, it's sad, very, very sad about this young girl. So make sure you guys watch that. That's an upload. I will be doing uploads on here as well. But that one, I want you guys to take a look at that. I will be uploading another one today or tomorrow, because we're going to come back and we're going to dissect what happened, and then we'll talk about it. I think that should be interesting. So take a look at that video. With that being said, I don't have very much to say. I just wanted you to know, when you look at some things and when you encounter some people and you experience certain people, you are experiencing narcissistic people. Is always about them. They always want to play the victim when they are actually the abuser. But when you respond to them and their antics, because they are so calculated, so manipulative, when you respond to them, they make you look like the abuser, when all of the time they are the abuser, but they make you look like the abuser. And then people start feeling sorry for you, and then they become the victim. That's why they so calculated. They study on how to provoke you, because they want to make sure that your response is outrage. See, they will provoke you, and if you don't respond the way they want you to respond, they will continue to provoke you until you respond the way they want you to respond, so you could look like the bad guy and they look like the good guy. Very, very smart, very manipulative. Remember, people meet you, they talk to you, they get to know you, they learn things about you. Quite often in our conversing, we tell a person what we like, what we don't like, what would piss us off, what we'll let go, what will really piss in our whiskey. So when you start telling people that, even if you don't tell them, when you start showing people certain things and the way you respond to them, that's what they act on. See, I may not know Tan 7J, but if Tan 7J start talking to me and telling me that she doesn't like, or he doesn't like, certain things, and these things really piss him off, like, what's one of my pet peeves and what pissed me off is leaving the kitchen cabinets open. That junk pisses me the heck off, right? So if you wanted to piss me off, that's one of my pet peeves. You would just leave the cabinets open. Hey, Trina C, good morning, baby. You would just leave the cabinets open, because my response, because I don't like those cabinets being open, is for me to go and slam all those efforts closed. You already know you're a she. Thank you, babe. You already know that's how I act. That shit just pisses me off. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to slam those cabinet closed, not thinking that I may be in the process of tearing up my damn cabinets. But because I'm so angry, you left all these cabinets open, and I don't like that. That's my response. So that's what a narcissist does too. That's what they do. They provoke you. And they provoke you because they have studied you, and they very calculate, and they know exactly what button to push to get your response. That's it in a nutshell. I don't have to say anymore. This wasn't a very long live, but make sure you drop that diamond on your way out. If you didn't on your way in, I greatly appreciate it. I will continue to do the 7 o'clock morning show. I had to change times over here, so meet me over here. They may not be very long either. They may not be an hour, but I could promise you I'm going to do everything in my power to get up here and be ready at 7 o'clock, to get up and be ready at 7 o'clock to hit this live. I hope today the message or whatever, the gems that I dropped was very helpful to you. If you guys notice, I stumble a lot in the morning. I am so tired some mornings. I go to bed late, but I'm trying to be committed to this. But I stumble a lot. But anywho, I hope it was very informative to you, educational to you, to know a little bit about a narcissist so you know how to deal with a narcissist. Please try to always stay in control of your emotions. Don't let people provoke you, because they doing it for a reason, to get a certain type of response. And when you respond, depending on how you respond, see, they not gonna worry if you respond in a calm manner. That's not good enough for them. They want you to respond in an outrage, a cussing out, or whatever you want to call it. They want you to respond that way, in the ignorant way, you know, so in a harmful way, so people could see your response and see. They wouldn't worry about you being provoked. They're gonna just watch the response. Remember that. They didn't see the provoke. They may not care about the provoke. All they looking at is your response. So be very careful with that. Try to remain, in control of your feelings, your emotions, and you'll do better. Good morning, the real black butterfly. Hey, Jay. So, you guys, I won't be here long, but if you have a topic that you want me to discuss, or something that you would like to have a panel on, please drop my email for me, Binge. Don't hesitate to email me. My friend had a nasty, sneaky manager. Let's see. That's what I love about you, Trinity. You engage us. My friend had a nasty, sneaky manager. I told her to go to HR and cry white woman tears. It worked. They rescinded her write up and eventually fired her manager. I know that's right. What you say? See, yeah, it depends. Hey, peace, love. You have to see what response. Some people will respond different. Everybody respond different to bait. hmm But all it is, and you said cry. I told her to go cry the white woman tears. And it worked. They rescinded her write up and eventually fired her manager. Wow. I like to see what that was in reference to, because I told you last week, and that's why I had to private that video, because I used some words that I really didn't mean to use, or maybe I meant to use them, but they wasn't very nice words. So I privated the video, but I was talking in reference to something that happened at my job like that, Trina. Remember I talked about it last week, how they did me. I told her, don't act like an angry black. Exactly, because that's what they expect. They expect, like, for us to respond, people expect for you to respond in an angry, defensive way. And sometimes, you guys, when we get angry, we are responsible. So it may sound like a oxymoron. We are responsible, but we are not responsible for how we respond. Sometimes when you're mad, when you're not thinking, when you're so angry, you haven't taken a minute to think about, how should I respond, and if I respond, because we are responsible and accountable for everything that we do and everything that we say. So I don't mean it in that fashion. I mean like this. You could get so mad and angry that you say things that can cost you in the end. So we always have to be in control of our feelings and watch our demeanor. And when you think about things, you have to think, how can I respond to make sure that it doesn't come across like I'm an angry black woman, especially for us. We have to think. And I had a conversation with one of my friends yesterday. She was telling me about a situation at her job, and she's very sharp, very smart woman. And she was dealing with a Caucasian woman, and her response was perfect. and she kept her demeanor as a cool, calm, educated Black woman. And that's what I like about her. She's an intellectual woman. You could piss her off, but she keeps her cool, calm, collective demeanor at all times. I guess at all times. This particular situation, yes. And her response to this Caucasian woman was perfect. Perfect. And the Caucasian woman backed off. So I know what you mean, Trina. See, I know exactly what you mean. And I've done it as well. But you have to grow. You have to grow, emotionally to handle situations. Good morning, beautiful Dina. You have to grow emotionally to handle situations at a certain level. Now, had she answered like that in her 20s? Maybe not. Had I answered the way I did in my 20s? Maybe not. But because I was mature and I was a wiser woman, an older and wiser woman, I answered and did the correct thing. But people will catch you off guard. Yeah, that manager was a narcissist and was trying to trigger her so that the manager will, yes, yes. Exactly, Trina. That's what I'm saying. When we try to understand the whys and the how, and we trying to understand people, especially narcissists, you gotta remember they are provoking you so you can respond a certain way. And if you stay calm, and cool, that's not what they want to see. So they will continue to provoke you until they get that angry response out of you, that outrage, that they'll continue to provoke you. Keep that in mind. If they say a little something and you let it go, or you remain calm and say, okay, you think like that? Okay, that's your problem. They go, nope, that's not good enough. Let me try it again. And then you say, well, that's your problem. That's not my problem. They say, nope, she not there yet. She not there yet. Let me try this again. And then I go, well, F you. F you if you think that about me. That's your image problem. She's there. I got her. I got her. See the difference? And that's what they wait for. That third response. That F you. I say what the F I want. F you if you think that. That's the response they were looking for. And they kept provoking me. That's what they know to do. Peace, love. Good morning, beautiful. You also have to grow emotionally to handle a narcissist. Exactly. You have to grow emotionally. That's the only way you can handle them. Because when you encounter a narcissist and you start seeing them trying to manipulate you, you have to study them. And you have to think, now, I can't respond to it or that or whatever the situation. I can't respond like that because that's what they're looking for. That's what they're looking for, the most outrageous, angriest response from me, because they want to make me look like an abuser. If I start cussing you out, yeah, you be mother F, and then, in some cases, I get to fighting you. You have the mark of the victim. I have the mark of the abuser. You see? You see what I mean? So that's how they operate. They're just very calculating people. And most of the time, they want to look good in everyone's eyes, and they want you to look bad in everyone's eyes. So that's their purpose a lot of times. And that's how they control you, how you respond emotionally. They play with your emotions. That's what they do. They are master manipulators. Yep, and you're right. So be careful, you guys. But that'll tell you a little bit on the whys in the house. Good morning, Ebony Fashion Nigeria. Hey, baby girl, how are you? Yes, I know. You don't have to tell me. I know who you are, beautiful. Hey, I'll stop by there and see you today if you're there. But that's what it is. And it's so important. Like I talked about it last week, you guys, And it's so important for us to learn how to keep our emotions in check. I'm telling you, when we keep our emotions in check, it'll take us a long way. It takes us a long way. Your younger years, you respond much different to some people. The older and the wiser you get, you respond different. Like I said, in my younger years, believe it or not, in my younger years, I was You said what, B? We about this. In my older years, I said, well, maybe that's how you think about me. That's your perception. That's what you think. Because I won't let people provoke me anymore. But I've grown to that level. I haven't always started out as at that level. But know what you see, believe what you see, and little of what you hear. Believe what you see and little of what you hear. I don't care how much a person tell you that they're not a narcissist, they not this. Their behavior will show you that they are a narcissist, and they are acting in a narcissist way. They are acting in narcissistic ways. That happens a lot in our everyday life. When you learn how to deal with people, when you know their behavior, the reason that they behave in the way they behave, you learn how to deal with them. Because they have a purpose and a plan to trigger you, and you don't want to fall victim to it. You don't. And I used the analogy earlier. If you just coming in late, then listen to my analogy of fishing. When you go on fishing, what type of fish you want to catch and the bait that you use, because you have studied the fish. You have studied the time that the fish will bite. So you guys listen to that analogy. It's just like that. You throw out different bait to catch different fish. You provoke people different ways to get their attention, and they respond. And now you look like the victim and they look like the abuser. Simple. It's no simpler than that, you guys. You got to understand there's no simpler than that. So with that being said, I told you that I will stay under an hour. Please make sure you meet me back here. Today is what? Wednesday. And listen to this quote right here. I want you to hang on. Please look at my quote of the week. It says, your voice is stronger when you remain firm, when you are not moved by your circumstances. For we must not permit others to define who we are or what we stand for. That's powerful. That's still in relationship to what I'm talking about. Don't let people define who you are. Who you are and what you believe. You guys, I'm gonna hit this jazz and we gonna get ready to get out of here. Any questions? If you have any topics that you'd like for me to talk about, I'm interested in trying to collab with certain people on this topic, narcissism. If you are an expert or you experience with narcissism, please contact me. Can you drop, you a diva, please drop my link. Okay, baby, I will. I see you. Can you please drop my link? Please contact me so we can get up here and talk about this, because some people need to know what's going on with people mentally too. We have a lot going on in our everyday lives, and people we encounter with mental issues and so forth and so on. And we want to talk about it because that's what'll help us. That'll help us grow. That'll help us understand. That'll help us communicate with people. So it's important that we put some of these things on the forefront, and I want to do it, and I want to do it in a collaboration way, because you got to help me out. This is not my expertise. See, I'll go back and read more about narcissists. I'll go back and watch more lives about, more videos about narcissists, and that's how I learn. But some people are experts at this. So if you want to join me in a panel, please drop me an email. Okay, it don't look like my gemologist is here. They probably came into work and left. Don't look like they're here. But you see my information all around. You'll see it. So just give me a email and we'll try to do a collaboration and we'll bring some food for thought. Thank you, Peace. You could get ready to drop your gems. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. And if you haven't already, please, oh, you sleepy. I know, Queen. Thank you. Nature Boy is the perfect narcissist example. See what I mean? You are absolutely right. And I had a show I wanted to do at about Nature Boy Take It Back. I had a show. I had it all queued up, videos and everything, and I never dropped the show because when I drop this piece, I want to be very careful that I don't get copyright struck. And I also want people to dig in deeper, to show people the deeper narcissist in this, the deeper narcissist in Nature Boy. I told y'all this morning it's getting to me. I want to go deeper. So, like I said, if anyone knows anything about narcissism and they want to do a collab with me and a panel, please make sure you contact me. This needs to be put on the forefront so people can understand what's going on in their everyday lives and people around them. You can even understand what's going on here in the area we in. So make sure you guys do that. Okay. With that being said, I will make sure that Queen Diva, I wanted you to drop that, baby. I wanted you to drop my email. But it's Mz.Teavalocity at Gmail. Who could forget that? It's Mz.Teavalocity at Gmail. Simple. Thank you, baby. So if you see your king's crown crooked, help him straighten it up. If you see your queen's crown crooked, help her straighten it up. Speak life and wisdom into your princes and princesses. They are our joint heirs, our future. They are looking to inherit something. We are still in the mindset of creating generational wealth, right? Check this out. I bought Doggy Coin. I bought it when it was 2 cents. It's now 14 cents. What a great return. Dogecoin is now 14 cents. I bought it at 2%. 2 cents. I bought, well, I don't want to tell you how much I bought, but anyway, I bought quite a bit. I bought quite a bit at 2 cents, and now it's 14 cents and climbing. So when I opened my Robinhood this morning, I was like, wow, where did I get this money from? It's my Dogecoin or Doggy Coin, however they pronounce it, kicking butt. So I want to be careful because it spiked quick, and I don't know, but I need to keep an eye on it to see if I need to pull my money out of there. I did it once. I may do it again because this is a big spike. Oh, okay. Thank you. Take it back. Thank you. Take it back. Appreciate that. Hey, Indy Cakes. Haven't seen you in a while. How are you, sweetheart? But anywho, it doesn't take much to be a blessing. A simple hello. You look good today. I like your hat. I like your dress. Can I buy that coffee for you? I'll grab those groceries. Hold the door open. Here's a couple of dollars to buy you lunch today. You don't have to wait until you hit a lottery or get a settlement or get a big lump sum of money to be a blessing to someone. It doesn't take much, you guys. And that's God's word. In order for you to receive blessings, you have to bless. You have to bless. So make sure you be a blessing and not a bother to someone. And tomorrow, if God's willing and I'm able, I'll catch you tomorrow at 7 o'clock right here on Mz.Teavalocity 2.0 channel, not Jim's Talk, Mz.Teavalocity 2.0. Please make sure you take a look at that video because we're going to discuss that video in a couple of days. That Sierra Grimes. I uploaded it yesterday. Take a look at it. Leave your comments, but let's stay focused on the situation and we can talk about it. Hey, Smart Show. How are you? The Smart Show Um, take a look at the Smart Show. I want to say that. Just take a look at the Smart Show. I shared this video where he explains some things that we may have been a little confused about. Take a look at the Smart Show channel. See you guys later. Be good. Catch you on the flip side.